Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live streaming on YouTube and we are live on channel 19 of Electric City Television. My name is Marianne Savakanis and I want to welcome everyone to the finals for Lackawanna Historical Society's You Live Here, You Should Know This local history game show. Last weekend, we saw some great local history lovers compete and we're excited about tonight's lineups. Before we begin, as always, I want to express our appreciation to our friends who help us make this program possible, including my coworkers, Sarah Pacini and Olivia Bernardi. They're always right beside me, helping me get all the details together. So I appreciate everything they do to make things run smoothly. I also want to thank tonight's sponsors. We have People's Security Bank and Toyota of Scranton. Both organizations have given us some sponsorship funding to help offset the cost of this program, and we're very grateful to them for their support and their continued interest. I want to thank everyone at Electric City Television, Mark McGlory, Chris Bolton, Mary Frances Jackson. They are always very patient with me as we figure out how we can make this program accessible to as many people as possible. So I'm always grateful to them for their assistance. Our teachers tonight, and teachers, if you want to unmute and say hello, we have Kathleen Myers from Valley View. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
Kathleen's going to be running the game boards tonight, as always, our fearless leader who keeps us organized. Cindy Sermonero and her special guest, Casey. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Casey. They will be keeping score tonight, and Casey will tune in from time to time to let us know what the score is. So you guys always do a great job with that. Sean Murphy from Riverside. Sean?
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Sean is our timekeeper, so he'll be tracking the contestants as they answer questions, making sure they keep to the 10-second time limit. Sean will also be one of the judges, along with who I like to call our resident sage, Bill Gershie. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Hello.
Good to see you, Bill. Thank you for your help with this. Sean and Bill spent a lot of time thinking about the answers that we put on the game boards and also the possible other answers, because sometimes it can be complicated. So we appreciate all of your assistance in keeping us to the task, as we say. Most importantly, I want to thank our students from Valley View and Riverside. They come together every year. They work very hard and enthusiastically to not only learn about local history, but to help other people get interested in it by performing and hosting this game tonight. So we're very grateful to our students. Last week, we met two students from Valley View, Sophia Williams and Dominique Ferrero. And we also met two students from Riverside, Madison Alicio and Emily Taylor. We will see Emily again tonight because we did have a last minute scheduling conflict for another Valley View student, Olivia Ostrich, who could not be with us, all for a good reason. She's gone to tour University of Pittsburgh. So we wish her luck with that, and we are missing her tonight. But Emily stepped in and said she would work the game too tonight. So we'll see her later. And then first person we'll see tonight is Tiffany Gilchrist, also a Riverside student. And later for the finals, we'll see another Riverside student, Gianna
Gaidula.
Gaidula. Thank you. I was going to call her Gailuda. Gaidula. So we've got some great students with us. We also have great contestants. So before we begin, I just want to give everybody a few reminders. Hosts, starting with Tiffany, please remember to repeat each category and point value as it's selected. Contestants, once again, to remind you, you have 10 seconds to answer. Sean will be keeping the time. If you cannot come with the right answer, the other team has a chance to steal. So keep that in mind as you're answering. The scoreboard will be available in the group chat for anyone who's on the Zoom. And as I said, Casey Sermonero and Cindy will be keeping score, and Casey will be updating on scores throughout the game. This year, we also have a new feature we call Ask the Expert. That is one category on each game board. We asked some of our local history experts to record video questions on their favorite history topics. Last weekend, we saw WNEP's Jimmy Coles and Ryan Leckie, WYOU's Mark Hiller, and Scranton Mayor Paige Cognetti. Tonight, we will see WVIA's Erica Funke, a local railroad historian and past game champion, Dominic Keating, and United States Senator Robert Casey. So we're very grateful to these experts who were all willing to share their time to put their video questions together and share their knowledge with us as well. So we can move into the first semifinal. The semifinal, and if everybody unmutes themselves, we'll meet the teams that are playing. We have the Riverside Headmasters, which is Joe Mosayunis and Dave Walsh, and they will be facing off against the brothers Ossont. Help me out, Mike.
Ossont.
Now, just a little program note, Chris Ossont had a time delay and is on route from Lancaster, so he is pulled over in his car. We won't be able to see him, but we'll be able to hear him. He'll be playing on his phone. So welcome, gentlemen. And I want to just talk to Dave for a minute. Dave is currently the principal at which Riverside school, Dave?
Riverside East.
Riverside East. And this is your second year as principal?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. And can you just tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself, how you became interested in the educational field, maybe something about what your favorite local history topic is?
Growing up, I always had a love for history. So it seemed natural that after high school, I go to college to pursue my history education cert. So after working on that, I became a history teacher. The whole while working through there, though, I worked actually at the Everhart Museum from high school through college. And that's definitely by far probably my favorite piece of local history. It was a great place to work. Great place to, a lot of great experiences there. It's really a hidden gem of the valley, no doubt about it.
Do you have a favorite exhibit or piece in the Everhart's collection?
My favorite piece would probably have to be The Lone Artist. That piece always stuck out to me and always drawed my attention. It's a fantastic piece of art.
It is very good. Thank you. Joe, Mr. Mo, they call you Mr. Mo. Why do they call you Mr. Mo?
That's fine, no problem.
You started playing on our game show, I think in 2014. Does that sound right?
I think it might be 14 or 13, yes.
And I'm impressed because now you're retired, so you still return every year to play. So do you have a favorite local history topic?
I've always been interested in coal mines and the breakers and also railroads. So that's kind of like the history that I always enjoyed.
Good. And when you were principal, can you give us just a little background on how you came up through your career to end up as principal?
Well, I was a math teacher at Riverside for 8 years. Then I became vice principal for 8 years. And then I was a principal for the last 15 years. And then I retired in June. And I would like to say I was blessed to have such a wonderful faculty for 31 years of my life. Also the kids, Tiffany's there right now. She can tell the Riverside kids are awesome, great kids. And my partner, David, partner in crime, Dave and I worked together for 7 years. I ran the high school. And what a great man to work with, a great boss, a great colleague, anything you can ask for. But Riverside, the kids, the faculty, Mr. Walsh, awesome place to be.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you because your enthusiasm, I think it shows not just in you and Dave showing up every year to play, but in the students that we have worked with. You can tell that they come from a place where they not just learn, but they get involved and they're enthusiastic and really appreciate our community. So thank you for what you've done to bring the next generation into the local history world.
And thank you also. And thank you to the kids and the adults, all you guys putting this together every year for us. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So Mike, I'm going to start with you next on the Brothers Ossont team. So last week we talked a little bit about your job. You are a lawyer working for a local law firm, and you are a graduate of Valley View.
That's correct.
So how did you get from Valley View to your career in law?
I graduated from Valley View in 2003. I then attended Moravian College. And after Moravian, I went to the Thomas M. Cooley School of Law in Lansing, Michigan. And after I returned from there, I clerked for Judge Durallo in the Court of Common Pleas here in Lackawanna County. And from 2010 to 2017, I worked in the Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office, held several positions there, Assistant District Attorney. I also was a special prosecutor for the Northeast Pennsylvania Insurance Fraud and Auto Theft Task Force. And when I left the DA's, I was the deputy in charge of the Drug and Gun Task Force. So what did a lot of different things, went into private practice in 2017, and currently work with Jason Mattioli at the Mattioli Law Firm. And I also am the vice president of the Archville Borough Council.
Ah, very good. So Michigan and then back home to Archville. So you obviously like our local community. Do you have a favorite local history topic?
I mean, just like Mr. Mo, I do like the whole coal mine and the railroad and kind of how people came to this area to work, and I find it interesting too to be able to practice law in a county where the labor strike, back in the 1900s was like an international thing. People, to still do trials or have court in a courtroom where, such influential people came to basically argue about what was going on at that point in time, I think is really neat. And I think if people, maybe not right now with the COVID situation, but when the courthouse is open again, I think anybody who is interested in that kind of thing should go and see that courtroom, because it hasn't changed. It's been updated, but it hasn't changed that much. It's still the same size. Still, there's pictures in the hallway of what had happened there. So it's pretty interesting.
Thank you for that, because when things do return to some sort of normal, Lackawanna Historical Society is going to do a play about the strike in the courtroom where it took place.
Oh, cool.
So we'll give everybody an opportunity to come and see that.
Definitely.
And Clarence Darrow, of course, was the big name that was there.
Yeah.
So kind of exciting. Chris, are you with us? You're muted.
I'm here.
Okay. So now, we didn't talk too much about your bio the other day because I was so excited that you were one of our former students returning after 10, 11 years. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you're currently doing. I know we kind of have a theme going with our principals from Riverside, people who work in the education field. And I think that's what you're doing and also trying to expand on as you go for a doctorate. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I graduated from Valley View High School in 2011, and then kind of followed in my brother Michael's footsteps and going to Moravian College, graduating in 2015. From there, I moved into a career in higher education, working specifically with residence life. So I got my master's of counseling and college student personnel from Shippensburg University in 2018. Moved around central Pennsylvania for a little bit and ultimately landed back up in Bethlehem in 2019 as an assistant director of residence life at Lehigh University. And I'm currently pursuing a doctorate in educational leadership with a focus in higher education management.
Excellent. It's good to hear that you're still out there learning and achieving, and also enjoying your time as a track coach, I understand, because that's where you are today. So you've got some varied interests. Now, do you have a favorite local history topic?
I would say that one of my favorite local history topics is just the Catlin House and the Historical Society. When I was there as a student working on the game, I really enjoyed getting to tour the house, learn about the history of the house, and just kind of moving through the process of that. So I would say that was one of my favorite memories and topics in local history.
You made me very happy. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that you were impressed with our beautiful headquarters here. So we are going to move into the game. I'm going to introduce our game host. I mentioned her before, Tiffany Gilchrist. How are you, Tiffany?
Good. Hi.
Good. Now, Tiffany, are you a senior or a junior this year?
I'm a junior this year.
You're a junior this year. And this is your third year with the game show?
Yeah.
So you've been with us since you were a youngster. So in the 3 years that you've been working with us, has there been any topic that we've covered that you have found especially interesting?
I like the railroad topics and like stuff regarding that.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm going to ask you to do the coin toss in a minute, but first I just want to ask Kathleen to bring up the game board, and we'll introduce the categories for semifinal 1. And the categories are bowling. Bowling, these places, old and new, have housed bowling lanes at their headquarters or buildings at one time. Medical, these are people and places in Lackawanna County that have some connection to the medical field. Ask the expert. The expert for this game will be Erica Funky from WVIA Radio. Animals in stone. These pictures of animal statues are located throughout Lackawanna County. All you have to do is name the building or statue that they're part of. And the final category is D, which means that all of the answers begin with the letter D. Duh. Okay. So Tiffany, please take it from here.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the coin toss to determine who goes first. So Mr. Mo, heads or tails?
Let's go with tails.
Okay. All right, it is tails. So you guys will go first. So Mr. Mo, will you pick a category and a point value?
Okay, I'll go with category D for 10 points.
Okay, category D for 10. This is a place named after the founder of a locomotive manufacturing company in Scranton that started in 1856.
Joe, you're muted.
Okay, we're gonna try Dunmore.
That is incorrect. So Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Chris, you have any idea?
I'm thinking about this. Place named after. Maybe I was gonna say Dixon City. You think that would be?
I mean, I don't have anything,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah, we'll go with Dixon City.
That is correct for 10 points. Okay, Mike, would you pick a category and a point value?
could I do bowling for 10, please?
Bowling for 10. Built in 1949, this building, now part of Lackawanna College, has long served Scranton's recreational needs. It once had 12 bowling lanes.
I knew it as the CYC. I guess it's Lackawanna's student union.
CYC was correct. That was for 10. Okay, Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's go with bowling for 20.
Bowling for 20. For this program, they had a pair of bowling lanes constructed right inside the TV studio.
Bowling for dollars.
That is correct for 20 points. All right, Chris, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's go with animals in stone for 10.
Animals in stone for 10. So where is that located?
Time.
I'm gonna take a guess here on this. The outside the courthouse. The Scranton courthouse.
Judges?
No, it's not there.
No, it's definitely not. No.
All right. So Mr. Mo and Mr. Walsh, would you guys like to steal?
Yes, we'd like to steal. That's located right in front of the Scranton Public Library, right in town.
judges?
That's correct. Albright Memorial Library, same Scranton Library.
Yes, correct.
That's correct. So, Mr. Mo, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yes, let's stay with bowling 430.
Bowling for 30. Established in 1890, this building complex supported World War II by making parachutes. It had a gym, barbershop, and bowling lanes in the building.
We're gonna go with Scranton Armory.
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Like, you got anything?
I'm thinking the Scranton Silkworks.
That is also incorrect. It was the Scranton Lace.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Tiffany, can we take a break and ask Casey what the score is?
Yes.
Are you there, Casey?
Yep. Right here. Okay. Say it out loud. They can't see
This, oh, the score is Brothers Ossont 20 and Riverside Headmasters 30.
you. She's dying to use this whiteboard.
Okay. If you have to turn the video on. Gentlemen, did you hear it's 20 for the Brothers Ossont and the Headmasters are 30? Okay, Tiff.
Okay, so the brothers are up. Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
Can we do D for 30?
D for 30. This You Pull It car parts center located in Dunmore is owned by which family?
De Naples?
That is correct for 30 points. Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's go with bowling for 40.
Bowling for 40. Located in Ransom, this faculty has a bowling alley in the basement under the gym for the use of its residencies.
We're going to say the Clark Summit State Hospital.
That is correct for 40 points. Okay, Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
I think it's a,
turn.
yeah, it's my turn. Let's go. Let's do medical for 20.
Medical for 20. Mercy Hospital converted this former mansion on Jefferson Avenue into a nursing school.
Time.
I don't. Woolworth.
Yes, that is correct for 20 points.
Casey, do you want to comment on the score right now?
All right.
The score is Brothers Ossont 70 and Riverside Headmasters 70.
So it is.
A tie.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Riverside headquarters are up, Headmasters, and Mr. Mo, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's go with D for 50.
D for 50. One of the region's first toll roads built in the 1830s to connect Dunmore and Elmhurst.
Time.
I'm gonna go with the Highway Turnpike.
That is incorrect. So Mike and Chris, will you guys like to steal?
The Drinker Turnpike?
That is correct for 50 points. Okay, Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's do D for 40.
D for 40. This company traces its beginnings to 1918 when three brothers operated a laundry for the nuns of Good Shepherd Hospital in Scranton before moving into a full commercial venture in the name Mother's Laundry.
Dempsey.
That is correct. For 40 points. Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
We'll do bowling for 50.
Bowling for 50. Constructed in 1912, this Green Ridge place of worship was built with its own bowling alley.
Time.
Is it St. Paul's?
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Anything, Chris?
Nah, I'm trying to think of some churches in Greenridge, but I can't think of any right now.
St. Clair?
That's
Let's go with
we can
St. Clair.
St. Clair's.
That is also incorrect. The answer was Church of Good Shepherd.
Casey, how about a score update?
The score right now is Brothers Ossont 160 and Riverside Headmasters 70.
Thank you.
Okay, so Chris, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's go with medical for 30.
Medical for 30. This lovely young Dunmore woman who trained as a nurse was sadly the first woman to die during the Vietnam conflict in 1966.
Oh God, I know who this is, but I can't think of the name.
Time.
I can't think of it either.
I can
Our
even see
mother's going to be very upset with us on this one.
I know, because her portrait's in the Gino Merli, and I can't think of the name. Oh, I don't have an answer. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Mo, Mr. Walsh, would you guys like to steal?
We don't have a clue either. Sorry.
Okay, so the answer was Lieutenant Carol Andrasba.
Yep.
Okay, so Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's ask the expert for 10.
Ask the expert for 10. Let's hear from Erica.
For 10 points, what internationally acclaimed Irish dance company celebrated its 10th anniversary with a performance at the Scranton Cultural Center in 2005?
Is it the Irish Steppers?
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
I believe Riverdance.
That is correct for 10 points. Okay, Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
We do Animals in Stone for 20.
Animals in Stone for 20. Where would you find this fine feathered friend?
Is that the Scranton Life Building?
Judges?
No, no, it's not.
That is incorrect. So Mr. Mo and Mr. Walsh, would you guys like to steal?
We're gonna try the Scranton Electric Building.
Judges?
That's incorrect. No.
Okay, also incorrect. It was the Scranton Times building. Okay, so Mr. Mo, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's go with D for 20.
D for 20. First female magician to escape a straitjacket and co-owner of the Houdini Museum.
We don't have a clue. No clue.
Okay, so Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Chris, anything?
No, nothing's coming to mind. I'm sorry. This one, yeah, no.
Okay, so the answer was Dorothy Dietrich.
How about another score check-in from Casey?
Okay, the score right now is the Riverside Headmasters 70 and the Brothers Ossont 170.
Thank you. Nice whiteboard.
Okay, so Chris, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's go. We'll do medical for 10.
Medical for 10. He was a Civil War surgeon and early settler of the city of Scranton. A Mid-Valley town is named for him.
Um,
Time.
I think it's a troop. I believe it was.
That is correct. Dr. Benjamin Troop for 10 points. Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, we'll do animals in stone for 30.
Animals in stone for 30. Where is this pair located?
Time.
Do you have an answer?
The electricity building?
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Mike, I would go with your guess.
The Radisson.
That is correct for 30 points. Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's do animals in stone for 40.
Animals in stone for 40. Where could you find him?
Let's say the Everhart Museum.
That is correct for 40 points. Mr. Mo, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's go with ask the expert for 50.
Ask the expert for 50.
For 50 points. This Scranton native was an internationally recognized artist for her abstract and representational pieces, including the Guarnieri Quartet, a series of busts completed at the Fonderia Marinelli in Florence, Italy, and Red Wing, a welded steel geometric construction produced in collaboration with the McGregor Ironworks. In 2019, Red Wing was moved from Courthouse Square to the lawn of the Everhart Museum. What was the artist's name?
We don't have a clue. No answer.
Okay, Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
No, I don't have anybody, Mike.
I remember them moving it, but I don't remember who did it, so I have no idea.
Okay, so the answer was Hope Horn.
Yeah, that thing. I walked into it before.
Okay, so Chris, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's do ask the experts for 20.
Ask the expert for 20.
For 20 points. In 1960, this newly formed theater alliance, under the leadership of Benno Levy, offered 4 productions at the Masonic Temple, including Once Upon a Mattress.
I'm coming up. I'm blanking on this. I don't know, Mike. Anything?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't have an answer.
Okay, so Mr. Mo, Mr. Walsh, do you guys want to steal?
I'm just going to say, what is the Comerford Theater Alliance?
That's incorrect. It was the Broadway Theater League.
How about a check on the score?
Unmute. Okay.
Okay, the score right now is Riverside Headmasters 70 and Brothers Ossont 250.
Thank you, Casey.
Okay, so the Riverside Headmasters are up. So Mr. Walsh, will you pick a category and a point value?
Yeah, we'll finish off animals in stone for 50.
Animals in stone for 50. Where is this comfortable pair found?
Time.
The Masonic Temple.
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Chris, anything?
It looks like it's at one of, I would say it's at one of the churches, I would say the Scranton Cathedral, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the best guess I have.
Go with that.
Yeah, so we'll go with the Scranton Cathedral.
That is also incorrect. It was the John Mitchell Monument.
It's on the reverse side of it.
Never noticed that.
Okay, so Mike, will you pick a category and a point value?
Let's do medical for 40.
Medical for 40. This man authored the history of the Lackawanna Valley in 1857.
I have no idea.
Okay, Mr. Mo, Mr. Walsh, you guys want to steal?
Okay, I was gonna try Dr. Everhart.
That is incorrect. The answer was Dr. Horace Hollister. Okay, Mr. Mo, will you give a point value and a category?
Let's try Ask the Expert for 40.
Ask the expert for 40.
For 40 points. In 1928, the Music Committee of Scranton's Chamber of Commerce kicked off a membership campaign to support a new group that was founded to provide musical entertainment for the city. In the organization's first 25 years, Scranton audiences enjoyed recitals by many well-known artists, including Marian Anderson, Paul Robeson, and Nelson Eddy, and in later years hosted such notables as Placido Domingo and Beverly Sills. What was the name of this organization?
We don't have a clue. We're gonna pass. We don't know.
Okay, Mike and Chris, you guys got an answer?
Chris, anything?
No, I got nothing.
Me either.
So the answer was Scranton Community Concerts. Chris, will you give a category and a point value?
Yeah, let's just do medical for 50.
Okay, medical for 50. She is often credited as the first woman doctor in Scranton.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have an answer.
Mr. Mo and Mr. Walsh, would you guys like to steal?
Yeah, we got nothing.
Okay, the answer was Anna Clark.
I just have to interject here. If you're a member of the Lackawanna Historical Society and you got our last newsletter, she was the cover story. So next year, get the newsletter.
Okay, Mr. Walsh, will you pick category and point value?
Ask the expert for 30.
Okay, ask the expert for 30.
For 30 points. This women's group was founded in 1914 and hosted many notable artists at their elegant headquarters in Scranton, including Robert Frost, Carl Sandberg and James Michener.
The Red Hat Club.
That is incorrect. Mike, Chris, would you guys like to steal?
Chris, anything?
What?
Do you know?
No, I don't.
I don't have anything. We don't have an answer.
Okay, so the answer was the Century Club.
And that concludes our first semifinal. Casey, would you like to report the final score for us?
The final score is Riverside Headmasters 70 and Brothers Ossont 250.
And
Good,
Katie
thank
gets
you.
the Century Club. Tell them why.
Because I've played there like so many times.
I hope everybody's been to the Century Club at one time or another, because it is, as the question said, an elegant headquarters for what was a very active women's group for a long time. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Mr. Moe and Mr. Walsh, we're sorry you can't come back for the finals, but hopefully we'll see you again next year. Make sure you go out and join the Historical Society so you can get copies of our newsletter.
And
That will help.
Mike and Chris, good luck. Good job,
Thanks.
guys.
Good luck.
Thanks. Good seeing you.
Got it.
And Mike and Chris, thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to log out and then log back in at about 8 o'clock, and that's when we'll be having the championship round. But before we can do that, we have to bring in our other semifinalists and have one more semifinal game. So thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you in a little while, and I will get our other contestants in now.
Chris might want to stay and see the video.
Oh, do you want to stay? Well, they could see the video, well, on YouTube too, but stay and watch the video. So as everyone's coming in, we thought we would share just a little video that was prepared by Kathleen Myers of a long time ago. You want to introduce it, Kathleen?
This is our first 2 years with our children who are returning this year.
This will give you a good idea how they've changed.
Of course,
How we've all changed.
of course, we stayed the same.
Exactly.
There's also some of our contestants in these videos, such as Mr. Lucky and Dom Keating.
That was our first game at the Scranton Cultural Center.
Chaplain Hall.
And I see Matt Flynn sitting next to Lori Cadden. Matt passed away, I think 10 years ago this week. Here's Sarah.
There's Angela.
Angela. I think I saw Erica Funky there too.
This would be our second year after we took them on tour. They love that horse, stop mule.
So that was just a little side trip that we took to the past when many of the contestants tonight were students who helped plan our original game show. So Angela, Sarah, and Chris, who was on the other game, they were all part of our beginning students. And thanks to Kathleen for putting that little collage together to kind of celebrate our 12th year of playing the game show. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So right now we're going to welcome our semifinalists for game 2 of the semifinals. We have the Up Valley gentlemen, Bruce Swallowcombe and Joe Clapatch. If you can start your video and your audio. Joe, hi, I see you. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome. Bruce, can you start your video and your audio? Hi, Bruce, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good to see you. And you are going to be matching wits against 2 of the young women we spoke about, the Valley Girls, Angela Perry and Sarah Hosey. Hi, Angela. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm just going to take a moment to kind of get to know you a little bit more for the people who are watching the show tonight. So, Sarah, let's start with you. Angela, I'm going to mute you for just 1 second. Sarah, how are you?
Good.
Good. Last week when we talked to you, you mentioned that you were a veterinarian and that you're still living in Archibald, and you had played on Valley View's first, or you had hosted as one of our first students back in 2010. So I was wondering if you could just share a little bit of what you did after high school to get you to the point of being a veterinarian.
Yeah, so after high school, I went to Syracuse University where I got a bachelor's degree in biochemistry. And then I went a little further east to Massachusetts, and I went to Tufts Veterinary School for 4 years. And then when I graduated, I couldn't wait to come back here. So I started working at, it's called Northwinds Veterinary Services, and we're just on the edge of Factoryville in Lackawanna County. So yeah, I'm back home with my 2 beagles, Elmer and Otto. I live right across from the Lackawanna River and the Lackawanna Heritage Trail, where the Steamtown Marathon comes. So that's one of my favorite local history things, as well as I love the Trolley Museum.
Trolley Museum and the Lackawanna River Trail, very good. When you were working as a student at Valley View on the game show, do you remember learning one particular thing that impressed you?
There was always so many things that you never really thought of, that between like the railroad history and the Laurel line and all that kind of stuff. I had never heard of anything like that.
Very good.
Sarah, I'm wondering if when that mule leg was broken, was that your first patient?
Oh, it could have been. I probably didn't do a very good job at that point.
Okay.
Our mule actually needs some first aid now because it's aged. It does still live here at the Catlin House, but it
I'll
needs
stop by after this to see what I can do.
We'll talk. Thank you. Angela, how are you? You have to unmute yourself now.
There we go. Did that work?
Yep. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, tell us again what you're doing.
I'm a physical therapist.
You're a physical therapist. And where did you go to school for that?
I got my bachelor's in exercise science from the University of Scranton. I finished that in 2015. I stayed at the University of Scranton all the way up until 2018, where I completed my doctorate in physical therapy.
Very good. And you still live and work in the area.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about what you do when you're not working.
So currently, with COVID, things have been a little different. But prior to, I was going to my martial arts studio. I've been practicing martial arts for 21 years. So that was kind of what I did in my downtime. I'm still in the Valley area. I live in Peckville. I'm still at home with my parents, my sister, and my walrus. She's a Basset Hound Shar-Pei mix. Where the name walrus comes from with that breed, I don't know. I was going to bring her on camera, but she just fell asleep. I don't want to stir the beast there.
No, that's fine. Do you have a favorite local history topic?
In terms of attraction, I would have to go with the cultural center, if I can use that one. I remember when I was in elementary school, we took a field trip there. We went through the whole building. Every time I drive past it, just the outside of it, it looks gorgeous. So I'd have to go with that one.
It's a good one to pick. It's a beautiful building and definitely a treasure in our local history. Hello, Joe. How are you?
Hello there. Good. And you?
I'm good. So last week, after I had a disaster with YouTube, you were very patient with me. Kept humoring me to turn down sound that you really didn't have. Thank you for that. But we talked a little bit about the books that you've written on local fire companies, but we didn't talk about why you're interested in local fire companies. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I've always kind of had an interest from when I was young at firemen's parades, things like that. And just an overall interest that developed into history. Years ago, I thought one year that I would put all the history books with the fire company information together and found that there were a lot more questions than answers and started putting those together. And now there's about 70 some binders of research.
I'm not going to ask you what your favorite local history topic is.
Yeah.
But we kind of gave you and Bruce the title of Up Valley Gentleman because you work at the Carbondale Library, but that's not where you live. Do you want to just tell us where you're from?
I live in Scranton, South Scranton. I went to Scranton Central High School and then went on to King's College in Wilkes-Barre. Also with stints at the Lackawanna County Votech, where I studied electronics and electricity. And then worked in a number of radio stations in the area, worked at WNEP, WYOU, and then worked at 911 for 20 plus years. And then the Albright Library, and now I'm in Carbondale. As I'm retired now, so to speak.
It's great to see you, and I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Last week when we talked a little bit about your love of German borough history and your love of collecting all things. But I know that you're in the process of trying to put a museum together and also establishing a site not far from the Windsor in German. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those projects?
Yeah, we were in the German Borough building with our historical society when it was formed, and we had a little tiny space, and we'd meet in the council chambers. We really had no place to put all the memorabilia that we were collecting, and Walter Avery started compiling more and more and more things. And when the borough decided they didn't want us there anymore, didn't have room for us, we had to take all our stuff out of the hallway. We needed a place. We went to the Methodist Church and they let us use their parsonage as a meeting room / museum for a little bit, but it was too small. It's two tiny little rooms. So a building across the street from where I live came up for sale. It was an old dilapidated building that nobody wanted, and the borough wanted it torn down because it was a nuisance. And I knew that it was a church. Back in 1884, it was a Welsh Congregational Church. And I went over and looked at it and structurally found that it was pretty solid. It was just looked like a mess. So we purchased it for the Historical Society, and I'm spending probably 8 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week at the building trying to get it ready to go here. And so we're just about ready to put the electricity into it now. We've got it all, a couple of rooms cleaned out. We had a good work party there in the last 2 days that helped. So I had some help with getting things moving forward. And we're trying to find somebody that knows anything about the old tin ceilings in churches, because the tin ceiling is still there. It's all in pieces on the floor. And we would like to put it back up, but I can't find anybody. And if I have to, I'll put it up myself. But it's got to get put up. That's got to go next so we can put the conduits and the sprinkler systems in, because it's going to have to meet all the codes and everything. It'll be a public building.
You're doing a great job up in German, and thank you for that, and for all you do. You're truly a leader in our community. So thanks for that. And hopefully someone watching knows about tin ceilings and will call you.
And I'm the only uneducated one here.
Oh. I don't know. I think you have a lot of life experience that counts. So
I did go to 3 colleges, but that was only for parties.
We won't talk about that on the air.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. So I want to jump right in then to our game. Our host for this game, as said earlier, is returning from last weekend, Emily Taylor. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. You're ready to host another game, so that's terrific. You are a senior at Riverside, and you have been working with us on the game show for how many years?
4 years now.
4 years now. So you're really a veteran here. Do you have one favorite history tidbit that you learned since you've been working on the game show that's like your wow factor?
I don't know if I can pick just one. I've learned a ton of information since being here, but one of my favorite memories is the birds from the Everhart Museum. That's one memory, in fact, I'll never forget after being here.
Very good. I'm glad that you will have that memory, and that I won't have to, because I'm afraid of birds, as we know. But I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to you once Kathleen brings up the game board and we describe the categories for our contestants. So our first category is our Ask the Expert category. This expert will be local railroad historian and former game show champion, Dominic Keating. The next category is burial places. We'll give you the name of the person and you tell us where his or her final resting place, where it is. Oh my, these are answers that will begin with the letter O. Raised or not has actually been changed. That category will not be here. The new category is called the Miner's World, and that will include terms and jobs associated with anthracite mining. We had raised or not in, but it was too close to a true and false, and we wanted to be fair to the teams so that you can either know the correct answer or not know it and not be able to steal because it's one or the other. So we changed that. Keep that in mind. It's going to be questions about mining industry. And the last category is called In Other Words. Using synonyms, replace the words you see to create local events and places. So there will be synonyms describing something, and you have to translate it into a local event or place. And I will turn it over.
Mary Ann, why don't you introduce Casey and give me a minute to fix that?
Okay, so Casey is here. She'll be keeping score. You might remember last week, Cindy and Casey are keeping score. But Casey has been assigned to keep you more updated as the games go on, and she's created a whiteboard. So she'll be sharing the score with you as we go through. Casey, do you have a favorite local history topic?
Well, one of the things I found to be most interesting was the haunted doll at the Catlin house.
Because I tell her about it all the time, of
I
course.
think that your mother finds that most interesting. We do have a doll in the Historical Society's collection. She's not really haunted, but she's kind of scary. And our students every year kind of, especially in October when they're visiting the Catlin house, they kind of think that she might be a little more mysterious than she truly is. But someday, if you have time, come visit us at the Historical Society, and we'll be more than happy to introduce you to Casey's favorite doll at the Catlin house. So now we're ready, and we have corrected the subject. It is mining, so that will help. And Emily, if you want to go ahead with the coin toss and start the games, please take over.
All right. Sarah, can you pick heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay. All right, it's heads. So Bruce and Joe, you guys will start. So Bruce, can you pick a category and point value?
Let's go with mining for 20.
All right, mining for 20. Before mules, early attempts to move coal cars and mines involved which animals?
Oh, Joe, do you want to take a shot at that? Because I would have to say it would be horses, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, let's go with horses then.
That's
No.
incorrect. Sorry, that's incorrect. So Sarah and Angela would like to steal.
Well, it must be something big. Maybe a donkey? What do you think, Angela?
Be like cattle. I don't know. Probably not cattle. I don't know. Maybe.
Go with that. A cow.
That's also incorrect. The correct answer was oxen.
Oxen. I knew it. I don't know why I didn't say it.
All right, Sarah, can you pick a category and point value?
We do in other words for 20.
In other words for 20. Shopping center, Vapory Village.
Something Vapor Village, Smoke Town. Steamtown. Oh, the mall at Steamtown.
Judges.
A little more specific with, you have to fine tune it.
Marketplace. It's not the marketplace at Steamtown, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the marketplace at Steamtown. All right, Joe, can you pick a category and point value?
How about oh my for 40?
Oh my for 40. He served as a bishop in Scranton before becoming cardinal of the Archdiocese of New York.
John O'Connor.
That is correct, John O'Connor. All right, Angela, can you pick a category and point value?
Let's do burial places for 20.
Burial places for 20. Governor Robert Casey.
Any idea, Sarah?
We're looking for the town or the cemetery?
You're looking for the cemetery.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Bruce, you got anything?
It's got to be, I would say, a Scranton one, Joe. Or it could be the Dunmore one.
Probably the Dunmore one.
Yeah,
if
let's
anything.
Go with Dunmore.
Dunmore Cemetery.
All right, that's incorrect. The answer was St. Catherine Cemetery in Moscow.
Oh.
All right, Bruce, can you pick a category and point value?
Let's go with mining for 30.
Mining for 30. What is another term for breaker boys?
They were called Oh, Joe, help me
This
out.
one's yours. This one's yours. I don't know.
Let's see, they were called Spraggers at one time because they with the sprag in the wheels, they were the brake boys. That's the only one I can think of is they were Spragger boys.
All right, that's incorrect. So Sarah and Angela, would you like to steal?
Well, they broke coal, right? They like broke coal crackers or something. I don't know. Do you know, Angela?
I would say that. That was my first guess.
Wait, coal crackers.
That's correct. Coal crackers.
Never heard that.
All right,
Can we have
Sarah.
a score update from Casey?
The score right now is Up Valley Gentlemen 40 and Valley Girls 50.
All right, so Sarah, can you pick a category and point value?
Let's do Oh My for 30.
Oh my for 30. President of the Delaware and Hudson and namesake for Mid-Valley Town.
Is it Oliphant?
Judges. Yeah.
That's correct.
All right, that's correct, George Oliphant. All right, Joe, can you pick a category and point value?
Oh my for 50.
Oh my for 50. Landscape architects who designed the original gardens at the Albright Library.
Bruce, you got anything?
Oh boy, because I have no idea.
No, I blank.
Don't know. I know a lot of landscapers, but I don't know who did it.
All right, so Angela and Sarah, would you like to steal?
I would like to, but I don't think I can.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got nothing.
All right, so the answer for this one was Frederick Law Olmsted. All right, Angela, category and point value.
Let's do In Other Words for 10.
Another word for 10. Stony Valley.
Could it be Rocky Glen?
We'll go with that.
All right, that is correct. Rocky Glen. All right, Bruce, can you pick a category and point value?
Mining for 40.
Mining for 40. What is the name of a solid block of untouched coal between open spaces in a mine?
Oh, Joe, I'm drawing blanks on everything, and I know it's a pillar. Pillar.
Yep, that is correct.
Can we have a score check-in from Casey?
Score right now is Up Valley Gentlemen 80 and Valley Girls 90.
Still a close game.
All right, Sarah, can you pick a category and point value?
I have In Other Words for 30.
In other words for 30. Harrisburg vinyl albums.
So Capital.
Capitals.
Something Records.
Vinyl.
I know it's Capital and Records, but I don't know what.
Time.
Can I have an answer, please?
Capital something Records. I don't know.
Judges?
Well, Sean, she said it.
All right, put it up. She said both words, so.
Yes,
All right.
I guess we can give
I thought
her.
there must be a middle word.
The vinyl had me stumped.
For confidence.
All right, Joe, can you pick a category and point value?
In other words, 50.
In other words for 50. Two Rivers, Newton's Law, transportation mode.
Delaware and Hudson, Joe. Delaware and Hudson Railroad.
Okay, Delaware and Hudson Railroad.
Judges.
Delaware and Hudson Canal Company.
There's just not enough.
That's not enough. When you said it the first time, we needed something else, and you did add something, but it's not.
All right, so Angela and Sarah, would you like to steal?
Good try. So Delaware and Hudson Gravity Railroad.
There you go.
That's correct. Delaware and Hudson Gravity Railroad.
Gravity.
All right, Angela, can I have a category and point value?
Let's do Oh My for 20.
Oh My for 20. Former name of the state school specializing in serving the deaf and hard of hearing.
The school just toured my veterinary clinic on Friday, but I don't know what it used to be called. I know it was Scranton School for the Deaf.
School for the Deaf, but former name. Would it be like School for Hard of Hearing, or I don't know.
Remember the title?
Not
All
sure.
right, so that's incorrect. So Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
The oral school?
That's correct, the oral school.
How about our
All right.
score check-in?
We have the Up Valley Gentlemen 100 and the Valley Girls 170.
100 for the gentlemen, 170 for the girls.
All right, so Bruce, can I have a category and point value?
Mining for 50.
Mining for 50. This person's job was to check on mine gases. He would send the miners home if conditions were dangerous.
What's his name, Joe? The fireman. I know his name too, Joe. Got it?
This is yours. No, this is yours.
Oh, I guess they'll go with the fireman.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, I know it. It's drawn a blank.
So Angela and Sarah would like to steal?
All I could think of is like the canary that lives in the mine to tell people if there's too much gas.
Oh man, this is great.
I don't think he qualifies as a person though.
All right, well, that's incorrect as well. The answers
Fire
were
boss.
Did you just come up with it?
No, you're
I
right.
knew it. I just couldn't get the boss out of it. I knew it was fireman. I knew it was the fire guy, but I didn't know it was boss until it was in my head, but it wouldn't come out.
Oh.
all right. Sarah, can I have a category and point value?
Can I have in other words for 40?
In other words, for 40. City's arid products.
Scranton dry something. Arid means dry.
Can I have an answer, please?
I don't know. Something dry. I don't know.
All right, so that's incorrect. So Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Scranton Dry Goods?
Dry goods?
That's correct. Scranton Dry Goods. All right, Joe, can I have a category and point value?
How about burial places for 40?
Burial places for 40. American Revolutionary War veteran and George Washington bodyguard, Parley Hughes.
I'm just going to guess. Do you know anything on this one, Bruce?
Yes, and I'm not sure if it's in, I think it's in Dunmore, but it also could be in Music, but I think it's in Dunmore.
I'm going to go with Forest Hill Cemetery.
Okay.
All right, that's incorrect. So Sarah and Angela, would you like to steal?
I would, but
Dunmore.
That's incorrect as well. The answer was Taylor Memorial Cemetery.
Taylor, yep.
All right, Angela, can I have a category and point value?
Oh My for 10.
Oh My for 10. Early Scranton department store.
The old Globe store.
That's incorrect. Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Oppenheim's.
Yes, that is correct.
How can I think of
Score
scores
check,
when I
please,
can't think of
Casey.
mine?
The score right now is Up Valley Gentlemen 150 and Valley Girls 170.
Still a close game.
All right, Bruce, can I have a category and point value?
Yeah, let's go with burial places for 50. Joe, help me out. Come on.
Burial places for 50. Navy's first female chief, petty officer, Loretta Perfection Walsh.
I've got nothing.
Well, let's see. I don't know the names of cemeteries, so I'm going to say Dunmore anyway because
All right, well, Dunmore's incorrect. So Angela and Sarah, would you like to steal?
That's about the only cemetery that I know, so I have to start paying more attention.
I'm not sure.
The answer to that one was St. Patrick's Cemetery in Blakely. All right, Sarah, can I have a category and point value?
Let's just finish off mining for 10.
All right, mining for 10. This is a large structure built near the entrances to mines used to process coal.
The breaker?
Yes, that is correct, a breaker. All right, Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Let's try Ask the Expert, Dom Keating.
Finally, I was
40
wondering why
for
you
40.
were avoiding it.
All right, ask the expert for 40. And here is Dom.
This railroad Scranton passenger station is now a dining room with Cooper's Restaurant on North Washington Avenue.
Bruce, do you have any idea on that one?
Yeah, it was I think it was the Delaware and Western Railroad.
All right, that's incorrect. So Angela and Sarah, would you like to steal?
Yeah.
All right, the answer to that one was the Erie Railroad.
Erie, and I knew it. Yeah.
I know I like Coopers.
Another
All
one.
right. Sarah, can I have a category and point value?
Ask the expert for 10.
Ask the expert for 10. Here is Dom.
From which state was the Steamtown collection moved to Scranton in 1984?
I'll make unless Angela knows.
No.
Not
much.
I'll say Delaware.
All right, Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Vermont.
That's correct, Vermont.
For a score check, please, Casey.
The score is Up Valley Gentlemen 160 and Valley Girls 180.
Still close.
All right, Bruce, can I have a category and point value?
Ask the expert for 30, I guess.
All right, expert for 30, and here's Dom again.
One of the major railroads that served Lackawanna County was chartered in 1823 and became the nation's first $1 million company in 1840. This railroad also ran the last rail commuter service to Scranton. What was the name of this company?
Delaware and Hudson Canal Company.
That is correct, Delaware and Hudson. All right, Angela, can I have a category and point value?
Well, do ask the expert for 20.
All right, experts for 20. Here is Dom.
Where is the terminus of the Electric City Trolley Museum excursion?
So I believe it goes up to Montage Mountain.
Judges?
That is incorrect.
All right, that's incorrect. So Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Lackawanna County Stadium.
Yes.
PNC Field now.
Yes, PNC Field is correct. All right, Joe, I have a category and point
Before we
value.
go, just one more score check in because the gentlemen have pulled ahead. Casey?
We have the Up Valley Gentlemen with 210 and Valley Girls with 180.
So 210 Up Valley Gentlemen, Valley Girls 180.
All right. Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Ask the expert 50.
Ask the experts for 50. Here is Dom.
The last passenger train to serve Lackawanna County departed from Scranton on January 5th, 1970. It was a Hoboken to Chicago Express with a diner lounge, sleeping car, and coaches. It had a name, as all the finer passenger trains did. Ironically, it had an original Erie Railroad name and not a Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western name. Was it called A, the Twilight, B, the Phoebe Snow, C, the Lake Cities, or D, the Pocono Express?
I believe it was Phoebe Snow.
Phoebe Snow, yep.
That is incorrect. Angela and Sarah, would you like to steal?
We have a 1 in 3 shot here.
I'm glad we get choices on this one.
If it's not a normal Lackawanna name, probably not the Pocono Express. We'll just we'll say A.
That sounds good. We'll go with that.
A is incorrect. The answer was C, the Lake Cities.
Oh.
All right, Sarah, can I have a category and point value?
I guess burial places for 30.
Burial places for 30. Baseball Hall of Fame umpire Nestor Shylock.
One of these has to be Dunmore.
All right, well, Dunmore is also incorrect for this one. So Bruce and Joe would like to steal.
Bruce, I just have a guess. That's about it.
Well, it's got to be a Mid-Valley thing, I would think. Oliphant, he's from Oliphant native, so.
I'm guessing St. Cyril's Cemetery and St. Cyril's Cemetery.
Judges.
That seems to be correct, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sean?
St. Cyril's.
Yeah, St. Cyril.
All right, that is correct.
Okay.
All right, Bruce, the last question goes to you and Joe. Places for 10. United Mine Workers of America President John Mitchell.
Joe, if you don't know it, I'm saying Dunmore.
Go ahead.
Dunmore.
Dunmore is
somebody's got to
also
be buried there.
incorrect for this one. So Sarah and Angela, would you like to steal?
That's my only answer.
Dunmore.
All right, sadly, it was not Dunmore for any of them. This one was the Cathedral Cemetery in Scranton.
And that concludes the game. It was very close for a long time. Casey, can you show us the final score?
Up Valley Gentlemen 240 and Valley Girls.
Up Valley Gentlemen take the lead, 240 to 180. My Valley Girls, you were wonderful. It was great seeing you. I hope we see you again in the future. Please stay in touch. Come back and visit the scary doll that you heard Casey talk about, and come visit. So it was lovely seeing you. I'm going to ask you to leave, and Bruce and Joe, I'm going to ask you to stay, because as winners of this round, you get to go right into the finals. So we just need to bring the other team in, and our host, Emily, thank you for hosting that game. Thanks for pitch hitting for Olivia, and hope to see you soon as well. You can leave, because I'm also going to bring in the host for this game.
Good job, everybody.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what a dummy.
Bruce, you did well.
I knew the answers and I couldn't get them out of my head.
I knew them after they went to the other people.
It's harder than it looks. I keep telling people that to actually try to play it is a little more challenging, because you know a lot until you actually are tasked with
I
coming
knew
up with it.
Cooper's was the Erie, and I couldn't get out. I'm trying to think of it, and I'm thinking Delaware and Western, but that went through Clark Summit and out west, and I'm going, dummy.
And the Erie went to Dunmore.
And I know it,
All roads led to Dunmore tonight, I think. So
yeah. Of all the cemeteries in the cemetery thing, they didn't have one question for Dunmore.
There's a reason for that. We could do a whole category just on Dunmore or
And it
Forest.
was none from German. The only cemetery I know in German.
Well, gentlemen, Joe and Bruce, I'd like to introduce you to Mike and Chris. They will be the team you're playing against. Chris and Mike, you are playing against our Up Valley gentlemen. Chris and Mike, we're calling the brothers Ossont. Just in case you haven't been kept up. Joe is an expert in fire company history and works at the Carbondale Library. Bruce is very active with the German Historical Society, also the former mayor of German. Michael is a lawyer who is very interested in industrial local history. And Chris, who is playing on his phone because one of his other hobbies is coaching track team, and he was in Lancaster today and got delayed. So you won't get to see him. But if you look at Mike, they look pretty much almost the same.
He's a little.
Welcome, gentlemen, to the finals to be crowned this year's 2021 Legend of Local History Lore. So we are going to jump right into our final match, which will be hosted by Gianna Gaidula. I massacred your name earlier, Gianna. My apologies. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm good.
And you're a student at Riverside. What year are you?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. How many years have you been with us for the game show?
3.
3. And in the 3 years that you have been learning at local history and participating in this program, have you had a favorite local history topic that you've come across or fact that you learned?
I find everything about coal mining really interesting.
That's a popular topic tonight. So we did just have a coal mining topic in the last match. So I don't know what we're in for this game, but we're about to find out because I'm going to ask Kathleen to bring up the board and we will review the categories. And then I'll turn it over to Gianna to do the coin toss. So our categories for the final are film sites. We'll tell you about a film and you give us the title of that film. Military officers. This category includes local men who served in the military. Interesting place names. These answers are famous homes, buildings, and names used throughout Lackawanna County. Our final Ask the Expert will be with Senator Robert Casey, and he'll be asking questions about one of his local topics, his favorite local history topics. And the last category is called Before and After. Here is a combination of 2 phrases wherein the last word of one is the first word of the other phrase. When we were reviewing this today, the judges asked me if I could give you an example to show you how this works. So we came up with a quick example, which means the clue would read, beloved local amusement park in Moosic and a national golf club also located in Moosic. And the answer for that would be beloved local amusement park in Moosic, Rocky Glen, and National Golf Club also in Moosic, Glen Mara. Put it together and you've got Rocky Glen Mara. Everybody good with that?
No, but I don't have any choice.
Well, it is the finals, so we wanted to make you think a little bit more. So I'm going to turn it over now to Gianna to begin our final championship match.
Okay, Bruce, do you want to call the coin?
Heads.
Okay. It is heads. So we'll start with you. Can I have a category and a point value?
Military officers for 10.
Okay. Military officers for 10. The Scranton Armory is named for this World War I colonel who also served as Pennsylvania's 5th Lieutenant Governor.
Watrous.
That is correct. Okay. Mike and Chris, a category and a point value?
I'm gonna do before and after for 10.
Okay.
Before and after for 10. Local heritage organization founded in 1886 and a group led by William Penn.
Chris, anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No.
Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Joe, you got anything there?
I don't.
Well, the group led by William Penn, but I don't know the organization founded in 1886. They were something Quakers, but I don't know. No.
Okay. That one was Lackawanna Historical Society of Friends.
The friends, the Quakers were friends, yep.
So Bruce and Joe, a category and point value.
Before and after 50.
Okay. Before and after for 50. A Civil War surgeon for whom a local community is named and a learning institution where students never get thirsty.
Benjamin Troop's College of Knowledge.
Pure knowledge.
Pure knowledge.
That is correct.
Good job.
Mike and Chris, a category and point value.
Let's try ask the experts for 10.
Okay, now ask the experts for 10, and now we'll hear from Senator Casey.
President Biden's childhood home is located on what Scranton Street?
Washington.
Judges.
That is correct.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, Mike and Chris, a category and point value.
I think they just chose.
So it's
I'm sorry, Bruce and Joe.
Let's go with military officers for 20.
Okay. The Doughboy military officers for 20. The Doughboy statue is dedicated to this soldier.
World War I.
I'm sorry, what was that?
World War I soldier.
Judges.
Look at the question.
I can't see it. The only thing I can see is the Doughboy statue, and then the pictures are on the side of my computer. So
Dedicated to this soldier.
Doughboy statue
Soldier's name.
to this statue.
We're
Joe, you
looking
got
for
it?
a particular person.
No, I don't know. And I've got articles about it too.
It's a World War I soldier. Then okay. I don't know.
Mike and Chris, would you guys like to seal?
Is it Duffy?
That is correct.
Can we get Casey to give us a score update?
Sorry. The score right now is Up Valley Gentlemen 60 and Ossont Brothers 30.
Okay, Mike and Chris, can I have a category and a point value?
Chris, is it me?
Yeah, I think it's you.
Okay, let's do film sites for 30.
Okay, film sites for 30. This 2010 Oscar-nominated film starring Michelle Williams and Ryan Gosling was filmed in Carbondale.
Do you have any idea, Chris?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything right now. I got nothing. I would just take a guess.
Go ahead. I don't have any. So if you have a guess, guess. If not, we don't have an answer.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't have a guess.
Okay, Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Bruce, you got it?
I have no clue.
I don't either.
Okay, that one was Blue Valentine.
Never even heard of it.
Bruce and Joe, can I have a point value and category?
Before and after 40.
Okay, before and after for 40. Section of Scranton near Marywood and street address for the Scranton estate.
Time.
Anything, Bruce?
No.
No.
Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
Like, you're good with the street names.
I'm gonna Green Ridge Road.
Judges?
I didn't hear him clearly. Say it again.
I think he said, say it again, please.
Green Ridge Road.
Mm,
Oh, it's incorrect.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, technically it's not correct.
Okay.
Close.
So that's incorrect, Gianna.
Okay, the correct answer was Green Ridge Row.
Can we get a score update from Casey?
Yeah, the score right now is Up Valley Gentlemen 80 and Ossont Brothers 30.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Yeah, let's ask the experts for 30.
Ask the experts for 30, and now we'll hear from Senator Casey.
President Biden was born on November 21st, 1942 at St. Mary's Hospital in South Scranton. The hospital merged with Mercy Hospital in 1965 to become Mercy Heights before closing permanently in 1978. The original building is still standing today at Hickory Street and Crown Avenue, but now used as what?
I believe it's is it the Jewish school?
That is correct.
The Jewish school? Okay.
Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Military officers for 30.
Military officers for 30. Carbondale native who served in Vietnam and later died in a plane crash in 1985.
Oh.
Time.
No.
Bruce, General O'Malley.
Okay.
Judges.
From Carbondale, yeah.
Judges?
That's correct.
I didn't know he was killed in a plane crash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike and Chris, a category and point value.
Let's do interesting place names for 40.
Interesting place names for 40. Summer home of the Mr. and Mrs. James Lennon.
Chris, anything?
I don't. Summer home of Mr. and Mrs. James Lennon.
Time.
I got nothing, Mike.
We have nothing.
Okay, Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
I have nothing.
Oh,
Joe.
yeah, nothing here either.
Unless it's the linen closet.
That's not correct.
Good guess, though.
The correct answer was Lanier.
Okay.
So Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Before and after 30.
Before and after for 30. Early connection for Oak and West Market Streets and the Notch to the Scranton Carbondale Highway, and a great place to catch a movie in Dixon City.
It's got to be something to do with the Circle Drive-In, Joe.
Okay. The traffic circle drive-in.
That is correct.
Yep, there you go.
Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Let's do interesting place names for 50.
Okay, interesting place names for 50. This development name was created by Barbara and Margaret Colley in honor of a saintly woman for the nearby town of Manuka and Gaelic dialect meaning Mary's secluded woods in a valley.
I'm thinking, is it Glenmar?
That is not correct.
Wait. Say it again.
Say it again. Yeah.
I said Glenmara.
Oh, that is correct. I'm sorry. I thought you said Glenmar.
No, Glenmara.
Yeah, that is correct. Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Military officers for 40.
Military officers for 40. This former Civil War prisoner was the first postmaster of Lackawanna County and later mayor of Scranton.
Oh, and I know it, Joe, and I can't think of it. I know it. Oh.
Bruce and Joe, do you have an answer?
No, Joe, you got it?
I don't.
I know it. I know it. Oh.
Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
Chris, anything?
I don't have it. Nothing.
Right.
Okay, the answer to that one
Bruce
was
and Joe, he's actually buried in Dunmore Cemetery.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
thank
like
you.
to know that.
Ripple, Colonel Ripple. Yeah,
Casey, what's the score?
I knew it.
The score is Up Valley Gentlemen 140, Ossont Brothers 110.
Tommy.
okay. Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Chris, is it me?
Yeah. Let's go big for it. Let's try to.
Film sites for 50.
Okay, film sites for 50. Winner of HBO's Best Domestic Film, this 2010 independent film starring Manny Perez was set in a coal and industrial region of NEPA.
I don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Carbondale.
That is incorrect.
I thought it was Carbondale.
They
It's
wanted
Forge.
the name of the movie.
Oh, I thought you wanted the where it was. Oh, I knew it.
Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Hit me in the head.
I will go with before and after 20.
Okay, before and after for 20. Cole Barron, who founded a local hospital for coal miners and well-known golf equipment manufacturer.
I know nothing about golf.
Do you have an
Bruce?
answer?
I don't. Bruce?
I don't know. I can't come up with names like this. So that no. I mean, I know golf equipment and I know coal barons, but I don't know how to put it together.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
Chris, anything?
No. Local hospital.
Moses Taylor made.
That is correct.
Yep. Yep. Oh.
Hey.
Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Let's go ask the experts for 50.
Okay, ask the experts for 50, and now we'll see Senator Casey.
President Biden's great-grandfather served as a state senator from 1906 to 1910. and was considered to be a pioneer in the fight for remedial mine cave legislation. What was his name?
Oh, it's Blewett.
That is correct.
Can we have a score update, Casey?
Yes, the score is Up Valley Gentlemen 140 and Ossont Brothers 160.
160 or 180?
It's 180.
Okay. So Ossont Brothers are 180, Up Valley is 140. Still close game.
40?
Okay,
40.8.
Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Bruce, you're up.
Let's go with ask the expert for 40.
Okay, ask the experts for 40, and here's Senator Casey.
Was President Biden's mother's maiden or name before marriage?
Robinette, Joe?
I don't know.
Robinette?
That is incorrect.
I don't know. Why did I ask the question?
Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
Chris, is it the same one?
What do you mean? Is it the same one?
Well, his great.
I think it's. Isn't it Finnegan?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Finnegan.
It's Finnegan.
That is correct.
I knew that one too. What a dummy.
Mike and Chris, a category and point value.
Let's do film sites for 40.
Okay, film sites for 40. This 1970 film, directed by and starring Barbara Loden, was shot in parts of Carbondale and Scranton and included a very confusing car chase around Courthouse Square.
Chris, can you help me out here at all?
Oh God. No, I know Dad would be able to help us out with this, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I got nothing.
Okay,
Bruce?
Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Up to you, Joe. I don't even.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, the answer to this one was Wanda.
Never heard of that either.
It's quite something. You should watch it sometime.
Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Interesting place names for 30.
Okay, interesting place names for 30. Street, creek, and valley named for Timothy Keys.
Kaiser Valley. Kaiser.
Valley. Kaiser
That is
Valley.
correct. Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Let's go with ask the experts for 20.
Okay, ask the experts for 20, and here's Senator Casey.
When President Biden visits Scranton, he always makes sure to grab something from this now famous sandwich shop. What's the name of it?
Thanks, Chris.
Hanks?
Thanks.
That is correct. Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Let's go with military officers for 50.
Okay, military officers for 50. Of the two founding brothers of Scranton, which one served in the military?
Joe, you have any idea?
I don't, so I'll take a shot if it's okay. Selden?
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
I don't know the other brother's name. I can't think of it.
Part of me is thinking it's William, but I don't think that's right.
We'll just take a guess.
It's our best guess, William.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer was George Scranton.
George. Who's George?
We have a score check, please.
I know it. Oh.
The score is Up Valley Gentlemen 170 and Ossont Brothers 240.
Okay, Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value, please?
Let's do film sites for 20.
Okay, film sites for 20. This ill-fated Paul Sorvino film continues to stir up controversy.
I can't think of the name of it. Chris, do you remember that was the one that it was just recently?
Oh, is it so? So I hear
Not-
you paint houses. Is not that one?
Oh no,
I thought that was.
that
Yeah, that's
wasn't.
the only thing I could think of.
No, that wasn't Scranton.
Okay.
It wasn't filmed here.
Yeah, I don't know then.
I can't think of it.
Okay, Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
The Trouble with Haley.
That is correct. Bruce and Joe, can I have a category and point value?
Interesting place names for 20.
Okay, interesting place names for 20. Former home to Lavish on the corner of Linden and Adams Street.
There you go, Joe. You got any
I would
answers,
guess
Joe?
the Markowitz building.
That is incorrect. Mike and Chris, would you like to steal?
Scranton Dry Goods.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer was Adlin Building. Mike and Chris, can I have a category and point value?
Let's do. We'll do interesting places for 10.
Okay, interesting places for 10. Home of Marjorie and Worthington Scranton.
Is that? I want to say, is that the Catlin House?
That is incorrect.
Nope.
Bruce and Joe, would you like to steal?
Marworth?
To Marworth.
That is correct. Bruce and Joe, the last question is for you guys, and it is film sites for 10. And it's filmed in parts of Taylor and Scranton. This movie was based on the Pulitzer Prize winning play by Jason Miller.
That championship season.
That is correct.
That brings us to the end of the championship match. Casey, what's the final score?
The final score is Valley Gentlemen 210 and Ossont Brothers 240.
The Ossont brothers have it by 30 points. Congratulations, Chris and Mike.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Great game, guys.
Joe and Bruce, you did a great job, as did everyone. Gianna, you're a wonderful host. Mike
you.
and Chris, you are officially our Legends of Lore for 2021. Congratulations. We hope you can come back next year and defend your title. And Bruce and Joe, we always love to have you with us, so we hope you'll continue playing. And we look forward to seeing everyone. Please remember that tonight's program was recorded. It will be on Electric City Television for future airings. It will also be available on Electric City Television's YouTube page and Lackawanna Historical Society's YouTube page. So if you didn't get to see all of the games, be sure to tune back in and watch them. You'll go away learning something you did not know before, I promise you. Also tell your friends and family to watch, because it is a lot of fun and it's a great way to learn more about our very interesting, diverse local history. I want to also remind everyone that you can support programs like this by becoming a member of the Lackawanna Historical Society. I was joking before about our newsletter, but we do offer quarterly newsletters. We do have a great research library. And soon we hope to be open again where people can come in and take tours, see our scary doll that Casey loves.
The winner gets the doll, right?
What's
Is that the prize? Is the prize
No.
the whole thing? That's the haunted doll?
No, there will be prizes. They'll come to you in the mail soon. You'll be all surprised by your wonderful trinkets that you receive. But consider becoming a member of Lackawanna Historical Society if you're not already. You can join on our website, lackawannahistory.org. And also consider supporting us so we can continue this. We appreciate donations, especially on Giving Day, which will take place on June 4th. That's a 24-hour virtual fundraiser. All you have to do is go to nepagives.org and find Lackawanna Historical Society and make a donation. The money we raise that day has a possibility to be matched. So every dollar we receive can be doubled or tripled according to how well we do. So please support us on that day. And remember that the society is dedicated to preserving and promoting Lackawanna County history. And we all share that same heritage and history. And I think it's a great story to tell. And I hope that you will all continue to learn about it. Thank you and good night. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.